Arey, you're cooking in non-stick. You don't read WhatsApp, huh? That black thing will get into my stomach, give me stomach pain, cancer and what not. Oh my god. You're doing this for my diamond bracelet when I die, huh? Hello, calm down. Your son only told me to take this, thinking that it will be easier for him to wash. My son also. Okay, Amma. And what should I make your favorite curry? Take that brass cut, I know. My father gave it to me for my wedding. But Amma, I've seen on Instagram that you should not cook acidic food in brass. Excess of copper and zinc will get into the food and that will give you even more problems. I know, you're always against traditions. Talking about my father's kadai. I know, you want to kill me with that ugly non-stick and take my bracelet. For that, you're talking about my father.
Sauce or bubble? Who was right? We'll take a look at it soon, checking out the best cookware material for your health and busting a few myths along the way which you might not have known. First up is stainless steel, which is one of the safer options out there with a very low tendency to react with food. But yeah, there are a few ifs and buts. You see, stainless steel is an alloy with mainly iron, chromium and nickel. And according to studies, if you cook any acidic food like tomato or a tamarind-based gravy in a brand new stainless steel cookware, it will transfer a significant quantity of chromium and nickel into your food.
So, should I throw this away? No, just avoid cooking acidic food for the first 10 times you use your stainless steel cookware and you're good to go. Moreover, your body needs nickel and chromium in trace quantities. It's only when you exceed that daily limit that you have a problem.
Yes, studies have shown that a brand new stainless steel cookware transfers a significantly more quantity of chromium and nickel compared to older ones. And if you're using a poor quality stainless steel cookware, this leaching could exceed the daily intake limits.
So after that, everyone can use stainless steel, no? Well, not really.
What? You see, if you're allergic to nickel, which is quite rare, then you can't use most stainless steel cookware as they all have nickel in it. But fortunately, newer brands have come up with nickel-free stainless steel cookware. They are a bit more expensive, but you can use them without any worry as there is no chance of getting a nickel allergy from them.
So the next question is, should I buy a 3 or 4 grade stainless steel cookware? If your budget permits, then definitely yes.
Though a bit more expensive, 3 or 4 grade stainless steel cookware are far more durable, well constructed, and they will last decades without giving you much of any trouble. Even if you accidentally dry heat it, it won't look like this. Next up is cast iron. You see, good quality cast iron does not contain or leach any harmful chemicals. It is about 90 to 95% iron and 2 to 4% carbon by weight. Most people think that the best thing about cast iron is that it supplements your iron intake. Well, sorry to break the news, but it really isn't that significant. You see, cast iron needs to be seasoned well before you cook on it, else your dosa will stick and your sabji will turn black. The seasoning is developed by heating oil to a high temperature so that the oil breaks down and polymerizes and sticks to the iron. And this layer, according to studies, prevents the iron from significantly transferring into your food. So if you really want to fortify your food with iron, you may have to cook acidic food or use cast iron cookware which isn't properly seasoned. But then that comes with its own set of challenges. But that being said, there is no doubt that cast iron is one of the best cookware material for your health as it doesn't contain or transfer any harmful chemicals into your food. Next up is clay pot, which is yet another cookware material that is generally considered safe. Unless you piss off your wife. Well, back to the point. Clay pots are safe, toxin-free, natural, and they retain moisture and cook food in such a way that it has a nice flavor to it. Here again, you have to be careful and buy clay pots from reputed sources so that you can be sure that the clay used for manufacturing doesn't contain any harmful chemicals like heavy metals. And avoid glazed pots as the glaze usually have chemicals in it which can be harmful. And take good care when cleaning it as being porous, it can harbor bacteria if it's not properly cleaned and dried. And now for the controversial ones. I'm likely to get a lot of brickbats for this. You see, copper has antibacterial properties, and according to a study, when impure water was kept in copper container overnight, the bacteria became unviable. But when it comes to cooking, brass and copper alloys are not safe for all types of food. See, brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. When you cook acidic food in it, copper and zinc will react and form compounds which can be harmful. Though extremely rare, excess of copper in food can cause copper poisoning too. To avoid any such problems, most brass cookware come lined with a layer of tin, which is a comparatively safe and non-reactive material. A few brands claim that cooking in brass retains a high level of nutrients compared to other cookware material. Though I searched a lot, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any scientific study on this. If you do find any such study, please do share a link in the comment section for the community. Next up is aluminum, which is considered the evil. Sometime back, there was a hype that linked exposure to aluminum with Alzheimer's. Even though the National Institute of Health and the Alzheimer's Society conducted several studies, they weren't able to find any conclusive evidence about this. But it is conclusively proven that those with kidney problems should avoid aluminum cookware because they are unable to get rid of the aluminum that they ingest. As a result, it will get deposited in their tissue and bones, causing harm. Moreover, aluminum reacts with acidic food and forms compounds which could cause harm. To err on the safer side of caution, it is best to avoid cooking in pure aluminum. Instead, you could use anodized aluminum, which overcomes these problems. It is coated with a layer of aluminum oxide which is non-reactive. This layer prevents the food from coming into contact with the pure aluminum underneath. However, once the coating peels or pits out, please do discard it. And finally, non-stick. There are several studies that have shown that non-stick is safe if you do not heat it above 260 degrees Celsius. This begs the question, how often do you heat a non-stick cookware above 260 degrees Celsius? Well, the answer is very. It takes just around 2.5 minutes to heat a 5mm thick frying pan to 260 degrees Celsius on a high flame. And at that temperature, the coating disintegrates and emits harmful fumes.
See, I told you.
Well, the biggest problem with non-stick is that it is damaging to the environment too. The PFAS, which are known as the forever chemical used in the manufacturing process, pollutes the environment, the rivers and soil for thousands of years, and exposure to PFAS is linked with various cancers. So even if you're someone who takes good care of your non-stick, uses only a soft sponge to clean, never overheats, it's best to avoid non-stick for the sake of our future generation. Ceramic coated cookware is a healthier alternative, but buy it from reputed source so that you can be sure that the coating is not contaminated with heavy metals like lead or arsenic. And also, it is not as durable as regular non-stick cookware, which is PTFE. So yes, a combination of stainless steel, cast iron and clay pot would be a very good way to go. After all, as my son said as thought for the day at his school, health is the first wealth.